The final day when a young man becomes a soldier. 3 months of training behind them and now ready for a fight. These 350 youngsters are the latest addition to Sri Lanka's military machine, which is rolling inexorably on against the Tamil Tigers. There is a smell of victory in the air and everyone wants to be part of it.
Right now I want to give my all to the victory of the motherland, even sacrifice myself to save the country from the clutches of terrorism.
The chances are that most of these young men will never see battle, but the scale of recruitment and firepower mustered by the Sri Lankan government demonstrates an overwhelming determination to end the problem of the Tamil Tigers once and for all.
Fire! Fire!
And that could be soon. These are the latest pictures from the front line showing the kind of firepower that has taken them into the lair of the Tigers. The rebels are now hemmed into an ever-shrinking pocket around the northern town of Mullaitivu. Artillery and aerial bombardments are said to be going on around the clock as part of a softening up process before the final assault, which could be within weeks.
3 task forces and 4 divisions, total 7, confronting them from south, west as well as from north.
The Tigers are now said to control a land area measuring only 400 square kilometres, and the Sri Lankan army is closing in on the guerrillas' last remaining stronghold of Mullaitivu town.
Yes, it is going to be end, because the moment we close into their minimum range of artillery, they'll have to depend on their small mortar pieces, and the resistance will be less.
The Sri Lankan army once faced a Tiger force which was 30,000 strong. Now it's estimated they are down to the last 1,300. According to the army, the rebels have lost nearly 10,000 fighters in the last year. Those left are surrounded, 50,000 soldiers in front of them on land, a massive naval blockade behind them at sea. Colonel Karuna was one of the Tigers' most effective commanders until he defected 4 years ago because he wanted to pursue peace. He says the future is bleak for the Tigers.
The final moment, LTT now, obviously they can't fight against the Sri Lankan army. They can't do defensive battle. They also knew that. The final moment, he tried to spread his cadres into the jungle as a guerrillas. That's only he has a chance.
It's impossible to get independent verification of the fighting because the Sri Lankan government prevents free access to the media, but the army appears to be taking ground every day. On the streets of towns and villages, the flags and bunting are out in preparation for the anticipated victory, though any euphoria seems subdued at the moment. But the Sri Lankan government is proudly saying it will be the first time that terrorism has been defeated by force. But where does this leave the Tamil civilian population? Critics are concerned that there is no longer talk of a political solution, and the grievances which caused this terrible conflict more than 20 years ago have still not been fully addressed.
Now, there was a talk that we will defeat the Tamil separatist terrorism first and then go for a political solution. Now, after the fall of Kilinochchi, it has changed. They have dropped the political solution part in the slogan.
For the moment, the question is not so much about the future, but the present, and how long it will take before the most feared guerrilla group in the world ceases to exist. Unless, that is, there is some dramatic twist nobody can foresee. Tony Birtley, Al Jazeera, Colombo.